Good morning. Live from Las Vegas. No, it's videotape, sorry. You know, it's just amazing. There's an article put out by the Review Journal, it's a local newspaper here in Las Vegas, where Brian Nettles, an attorney for Rachel Shepard. Rachel Shepard was one of the concert goers, his festival concert, who was critically injured. And her attorney got a restraining order against the MGM to preserve the evidence, to preserve the crime scene. Now, first thing I want to say about that, why is that even necessary? Why is that even necessary? Think about it. They know there's a collusion between MGM, the FBI, to cover this up. All right? It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Now, if you go to the Review Journal's website, I posted it also on my Facebook page, you can listen to Brian Nettles, and you can listen to the opposing attorney, or the attorney for the MGM. The attorney for the MGM said something amazing. And basically, the crime scene has already been destroyed by the FBI. It's already been altered. Lombardo, where the hell are you? This is just more proof, more evidence that our sheriff has been compromised. The FBI altered the crime scene by the admission of the attorney for the MGM. Think about that. Think about that. The FBI altered the rooms, which basically destroys the crime scene. You think they got a vested interest in doing that? Of course they do. Now, let's go back to Campos on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And before I really get into ridiculing it, ridiculing Ellen DeGeneres and that whole thing, I want to bring out a point that some of you may have missed, where Mr. Campos is thanking the first responders, including the FBI. So there's more proof, more evidence that the FBI was there and in fact was a first responder. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. I told you all about my source at the Mandalay Bay, two of them, who have told me the FBI had taken over the 32nd floor, all of its monitoring, all its surveillance, a week before the shootings. Before I knew any of this, I think I made it in one of my videos. In fact, I know I did. I said the FBI is up to their eyeballs in this. If you watch Sheriff Lombardo, he's got his handler with him wherever he goes. His FBI handler. See, they got the goods on Lombardo. I told you what it was. They threatened to arrest Lombardo for the Bundy Ranch standoff because he's the one that told the BLM, the Forest Department, the federal government to leave, vacate the area. It was Sheriff Lombardo. He has come under some tremendous threats from the FBI. Guaranteed. You know. Okay. Going back to Ellen DeGeneres and that show. Wow. How disgusting. How disgusting to treat the families of the victims, to treat those that were murdered, for Campos to go on the Ellen DeGeneres show a comedian, a total liberal stage to give his formal statement, which was an entire joke, facade, fraud. That thing, if they want us to accept that as legitimate, go to hell. That is so insulting and embarrassing. It is so insulting to those families. Wow. I don't even know how to put it into words. I really don't. Okay. Now, let's move on to Jeff Sessions. He was before the House Congress, I think it was just yesterday, and Congress wanted to talk to him about the new evidence. Actually, it's not new evidence, but it's finally coming out. An FBI agent who was a whistleblower, all right? And he wanted to bring out the fact that there was multiple crimes committed. Our national security was endangered by Hillary Clinton's transfer of uranium holdings to the Russians. That's what he wanted to bring forward. And he was told to shut up by Loretta Lynch. You know, was carrying the water for Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, you know, our whole Department of Justice, Comey, McCabe, all carrying the water for these people. So you wonder, what do they have over on them? Well, I can come up with all kinds of scenarios. None of them are good. They're all bad. So here's Jeff Sessions, and before the House committee, and he was approached with the possibilities of prosecuting, going back and investigating and prosecuting the perps of this whole thing. Well, Deputy Attorney Lowenstein, I think I got his name right, who oversaw that whole process the first time under the past administration, basically has still got jurisdiction. That's the way it sounds. And Jeff Sessions was asked about that. You know, he's basically just going to be critiquing his own performance that allowed that transfer of uranium, you know, to the Russians, a critical mineral that deals directly with our national security. They're going to let him do it again? Jeff Sessions said, yeah, he's an honorable man. We'll let him make the decision. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Jeff Sessions, you know, how do you sit there before Congress and spew out of your mouth that garbage? How do you do that? How do you let the culprits investigate themselves? Please, somebody tell me Jeff Sessions isn't compromised, because I'm 100% convinced that he is totally compromised. Why is this so important? We get to the bottom of this. Because the patriots at the Malheur Refuge and others, we know that Kate Brown, Loretta Lynch, Hillary Clinton, that other woman that was in the White House, I can't think of her name at the time, Obama. Yeah, okay, I guess he is a woman probably, but I'm talking about Valerie Jarrett. They were all in on that, stealing Dwight and Stephen Hammond's ranch because of the billions of dollars of the uranium that's on it. And not to mention Clive Bundy's ranch, which also has probably billions of dollars of minerals and et cetera, water rights on it. We know that there was a conspiracy by those people I just mentioned, and it's got to come out. It's very important it comes out, because you know what? How it's going to be that much harder to hold our people in prison. It's going to be that much harder to exonerate those that have already been convicted and are looking towards being sentencing here next month. It's going to be really hard for them to do that. It'll eventually expose those people that murdered Lavoy Finicum. People such as Greg Bretzing, a member of his own belief system. Greg Bretzing's dad's the head of the entire security of the Mormon Church. Greg Bretzing was agent in charge that murdered Lavoy Finicum. He was in cahoots with Loretta Lynch, James Comey, Kate Brown, all of them. You know, every day I wake up, it's just something, it's something new that just spins my head. And I'll never get used to it. I don't see how I can get used to this stuff. Going back now, speaking a little bit about the investigation here in Las Vegas, the 59 murders. We got, last check, 14 people that are in critical condition that could easily die at any time. We had 527 people that were wounded. And the FBI has just destroyed the entire investigation. They're behind Campos going to this comedian and her show, Ellen DeGeneres. How are you going to get to the bottom of it now? They so muddied the waters, and that's what they wanted to do. They have, in effect, destroyed the investigation. Why? Because it points right back at them. That's why. Wake up, people. Wake up. President Trump, I heard you yesterday saying that I saw your tweet, that you think MSM, Main Street Media, should be investigating Hillary Clinton and the Russians and the transaction of the uranium to Uranium-1, which formerly Rosatom, which was held by the Russians, Putin. Okay? Trump, there's no way mainstream media is going to investigate them. They're all over you right now for some thing you supposedly said about one of the ambushed dead soldiers in Niger. Why in the world do you think they would ever investigate Hillary Clinton? Okay, Trump, you really want to do something? First thing you do is you fire Jeff Sessions. Second thing you do is you get Congress to do what do they call it? A special investigation into that whole transaction with Hillary Clinton and Uranium-1. That's the first thing that you do. You get a real human being as the head of the Department of Justice. Okay? And I don't even know who that would be. Quite honestly. Hey, here you go. Right here. Right here. Right here. You know. Maybe, I don't know. I used to think Jeff Sessions was a good guy for that job. Trey Gowdy, Jason Chaffetz, for starters, maybe Rand Paul. I don't know. I really don't know anymore. It's gotten to the point now where I think almost everybody's been compromised. Okay, that's all I got to say today. You know, it's Friday. Let's hope we make it through the weekends. We got the trials coming up pretty soon. the 30th of October. And then, of course, November 4th, Antifa is supposed to start shooting the daylights out of everybody. Well, good luck with that, Antifa. I think you guys are just going to be a bunch of red stains in the street if you try that crap. But go for it. You know, we need target practice. Yeah, we need target practice. God bless everybody.